So I want to talk about water scarcity now, and I want to feature Lester Brown. Anybody heard of him? A few people. Lester Brown is the founder of World Watch. He's written 40 or 50 books. This one is one of his most recent, Full Planet Empty Plates. He grew up on a farm in New Jersey. He and Colin Campbell are about the same age. I did meet him in Washington when I went to Robert Goodland's memorial service. I also met the head of the UN agricultural group at that meeting. In a nutshell, basically, he says this is the single biggest problem we have facing humanity is water, because it's happening now. We've got 1 billion people that don't get enough water. We've got 2.5 billion that don't have enough water for sanitation. And it's getting steadily worse all the time. We can live without oil, but we can't live without water. So how do we solve the water crisis? Well, it's just like with the global warming. We look for things like bathroom and kitchen, shorter showers and that kind of thing. We look at swimming pools, watering yards, washing cars. But you don't hear this from your environmental groups, just like you don't hear it about climate change. How about this? More of this, less of that. It doesn't say you got to be vegan. It just says eat a whole lot more of this and a lot less of this. So where can we save the most water? I've got those. By the way, I created this example for a 6th grade class. I've spoken to a couple of them over the years, and I wanted to make it real simple for them. And so I said, how about eating more whole plants? And if you put the score up there, it's 15-1. We can get more done with water, saving water, by shifting to a totally plant-based diet than all of the rest put together. It's like 15-1. Domestic use of water is only like 5 or 6%, yet that gets all the news. Oh yeah, you got to slow down your swimming pool and this and that. Most people don't have swimming pools. One thing we could do is charge for water. How much is water worth? Well, it depends on who you ask and how thirsty they are when you ask them. But if you buy it in an Evian container at an airport, it's probably $10 or $15 a gallon. But if you just charged 1 cent a gallon, if you charged the beef industry 1 cent a gallon for the water they used, that $5 hamburger would cost $35. Now that would slow down some desire from people that can't live without their burgers. This is Lester Brown again about our aquifers. There's 18 countries that are home to over half the world's population, and all 18 of those countries are overpumping their underground aquifers. And they're fossil aquifers. It means they don't recharge themselves. Once that water's gone, it's gone. And we're just recklessly going about doing that. So a couple of points on the big picture about water. Interestingly, there's always been the same amount of water on the planet. For millions of years, there's the same amount of water. And we just kind of use it for different things, and we never had an issue with having fresh water until the last few decades. It's starting to get really important. The location of that water is very important. Is it in an underground aquifer? Is it recharging? Is it inside the bodies of billions of animals that we're feeding for our beef? Right now, there's 1 billion people affected, not getting enough water. So my conclusion is a dietary shift is imperative if we expect to solve the water crisis anytime soon.